Hello, and welcome to the first Reviva Labs webinar for 2020. My name is Nancy Reamer, and I'm the Director of Training and Education for Reviva Labs. Today's topic is how to figure out what your skin needs. And please know that each month, Reviva will be hosting a webinar like this that will focus on a different topic pertaining to skin and skin care. You can find the date and topic for each month on our website, revivalabs.com, under events. And also know that I'd be happy to take any questions at the end of this presentation. So just keep a list of any question you have with regard to skin care, or our products, and I'll try to get to all of them by the end of the presentation. So without further ado, let us begin. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, I'd like to begin by telling you a little bit about Reviva Labs. Since launching in 1973, our founders, Stephen and Judith Strasser, had one goal, and that was basically to create safe, effective skin treatments that provide visible results at a reasonable price. And for nearly half a century, we've been doing that. We've established ourselves as a superior natural skin care brand, and we've attracted a number of loyal generations of customers. And also know that we're committed to using only the highest quality ingredients that are both safe and effective as we continue to formulate products suitable for all skin types. So, understanding how skin functions can help you better understand which products are best for you and how they will contribute to great-looking skin. So let's begin with a little review of how skin functions. The skin is the largest organ of the body. It's basically what separates us from the outside world. And its major function is to protect the body from environmental assaults, prevent excess water loss from the body so we don't dehydrate, and ultimately to protect the body from infection. To help maintain this strong barrier protection, the skin needs to renew or replace dead skin cells frequently. A normal skin cell renewal happens when the skin splits and divides into two healthy cells. And that will happen approximately every 28 to 30 days. So right here, if you can see the screen, is the basal cell layer that separates the epidermis from the dermis. And a skin cell will, if it's normal, split and divide into two healthy cells and work its way to the top, the cuticle or the stratum corneum here, to replace any cell that's ready to go, a dead skin cell. To help maintain, this constant renewing process enables the skin to provide what's called barrier protection against the elements. We want to make sure that this very, very top layer is as strong as it can be to protect us from environmental assaults and water loss and infection. We all start out with a basic skin type, a general range of dryness or oiliness that our skin falls into, and that can change. But basically, we consider the skin types to be normal, oilier, drier, or mature. And we'll talk more about the characteristics and the needs of these skin types in a minute. But I'd first like to focus on what causes the skin to become damaged no matter what your skin type is. So we're going to talk a little bit about chronological aging versus premature aging. Now, many factors affect how people age, but it's believed that 80% of visible aging is due to sun exposure. 80%. Pollution, stress, poor lifestyle habits like smoking, excessive drinking, an unhealthy diet, chronic stress also play a role in what we call premature aging or photoaging, basically the degradation of your skin. The remaining 20% of visible aging is a combination of time and genetic influences, or your DNA, what you were born with. So let's take a closer look at the environmental stressors. Sun. We've all heard, and as I just said, 80% of visible aging is due to sun exposure. But let's dig a little deeper. We've all heard of UVB and UVA rays. UVB rays are also referred to as the burning rays. Now, they're a little bit shorter rays, and they will burn the epidermis, causing the skin to become inflamed or red, and also accelerating the renewal process. The skin will react by sending more skin cells to replace the top surface cells because they've been burned. Now, we call that a sunburn. That happens to peel, but that's actually your skin in action protecting you and making sure that the barrier layer is strong. UVA rays are called aging rays. They're a little bit longer, and they penetrate more deeply into the skin. They penetrate right into the dermis, and the dermis is where elastin and collagen live. And unfortunately, those rays, the UVA rays, those are the rays that on a cloudy day, you're outdoors and you don't put on any sunscreen, but you touch your skin and it still feels a little sensitive. That's the UVA rays attacking your skin. And unfortunately, they cause damage to the elastin. Elastin is responsible for allowing you to make facial expressions, to make the skin stretch and stretch back. And collagen, one of the most important cells in our skin, collagen is responsible for the support structure, for giving us the firmness and strength to our skin. So UVA rays damage those cells. In addition, pollution does a number on our skin, as do extreme climates. Whether you live in the desert, so you're constantly fighting for more moisture, or you're in a very damp climate, or a very dry climate, a cold climate. All those will affect how your skin functions as well. Stress, as we all know, anytime you go through a stressful time, you just look in the mirror and go, oh my goodness, I don't look good. And it is your body's reaction as it tries to help you function during a stressful time. And in particular, oilier skins have trouble with stress. The body, to help you, again, manage your stress, will create something called cortisol. And cortisol, unfortunately, also stimulates oil production in the skin. So if you're oilier and going through a stressful time, you think, man, my skin just is more oily than it usually is. You're right, it is. It's your body, it's reaction. Lifestyle habits. Poor lifestyle habits, including poor diet, anything that you ingest, like not eating enough antioxidants, fruits, vegetables, good proteins, smoking, excess alcohol, all those salts, if you will, produce what's called a free radical. And a free radical is what damages the DNA in our cells. If the DNA is damaged, a skin cell can't split and divide normally. So your elastin doesn't split and divide normally, your collagen doesn't, and your normal little skin cells here that help to replace the top skin cells don't function properly because the DNA has been damaged by all that environmental stress or poor lifestyle habits. And and it's really unfortunate that, as I mentioned, after 28 to 30 days, one normal cell will split and divide into 2 normal and healthy cells. If you have one damaged cell from sun, pollution, poor lifestyle habits, that one damaged cell will replicate 50 times, meaning you get 50 other damaged cells for that one. And then, as I like to say, they sort of limp their way to the top and try to replace cells up here, but they're not able to do as good a job. And that's when problems start. And I guess my point is, going back to chronological versus premature aging, the point is that aging skin is not necessarily chronological entirely. Remember, 80% is caused by the environment. So a 25-year-old sun worshiper can start to see damage in the form of fine lines or dullness to the skin before a 40-year-old who was really diligent about taking care of her skin and staying out of the sun. It all depends on how you care for your skin. And while we can't control chronological aging, the DNA that you were just born with, we can take measures to give our skin what it needs to really prevent the premature aging. So let's dive in a little bit into skin types to better understand what you need the most. All right, let's begin with normal skin. Normal skin has generally an equal amount of oil and moisture and is basically what we call comfortable all over. The skin is clear and even toned and it has no consistent challenges. There may be some slight dryness to the cheek, particularly in the winter, or a slight shine on the nose may develop in the afternoon or during the summer months only. And they also might experience a little breakout occasionally, mostly contributed to stress or a monthly hormonal cycle, and that will happen just around the jaw area here typically. Um, but they really have no major concern. This is the person, if you work directly with people and trying to help them choose products that are right for their skin, this would be the person when you ask them, so tell me about your skin, what do you feel? What's happening to it? They'll look at you blankly. Or they'll say, I don't know, I don't know, it feels okay. I don't know, what should it be doing? They really don't have a clue because there's such balance that they don't have to fight against anything on a daily basis or on a monthly basis. They're lucky. They're the lucky ones. So what this skin basically needs is to nourish and maintain that healthy glow and that balance to their skin. They may need some weekly exfoliation just to minimize those occasional breakouts or a patch of dullness. But mostly they need to protect their skin. If they want to keep it that way, nice and normal and even toned, SPF, excuse me, 30 or higher with antioxidants to prevent any future damage from forming. At Reviva, for a normal skin, to help them nourish and maintain a balanced and healthy glow, we would suggest basically some products out of our what we call the anti-aging collection. That would include the glycolic toner and cleanser. Glycolic acid is an alpha hydroxy acid. Ours is derived from sugarcane. And what it does is it just gently lifts the skin cells that are dead and ready to go on the top layer of the skin. So in that cleansing and toning process, you're getting a brightening to maintain that glow. You might want to add a serum, and here's pictured the stem cell serum, which has been with us for many years and very popular. This works with Hawaiian seaweed extracts that are just chock filled with trace minerals, which stimulate the skin, again, offering that healthy glow, and then a cream with antioxidants in it, again, to prevent any future damage to this nice normal skin. A couple of other things, that also would nourish and maintain the healthy glow would be 2 serums, the peptide facial skin prep with a little bit of hyaluronic acid and more trace minerals, or a dual source C serum if you're noticing a little dullness, you need a little brightening. Vitamin C is known to give skin a nice brightening effect. And if you're normal and maybe a little bit more mature, Advanced Peptide Plus, chock filled with peptides, which I'll talk about more later when we get to the mature skin, would be an alternative for nourishing the skin and making sure that you're giving the skin what it needs to support the structure, particularly the collagen. Okay, oiliers. Oh, forgot. Normal skin also needs, a little bit of exfoliation to minimize those breakouts. Whether it's with something with a physical exfoliator, we call it, that has a little particles that help to just, again, lift off those dead skin cells physically, or something like a fruit enzyme mask that uses fruit enzymes to chemically just lift off and provide a brightness to the skin and take care of cleansing the pores to take care of those occasional breakouts, which the bamboo charcoal will also do too. And of course, all skins, and you will hear me repeat this again and again because it is so darn important to protect your skin with an SPF 30 or higher and antioxidants. Oh, and I just have to give a little shout out to our vitamin E oil stick. What a little lifesaver this product is. It's constantly on our top seller list. Vitamin E stick is great for keeping your lips moist and smooth during dry periods or just every day. And it's also good for just maybe occasional dry patches on a normal skin, like between your eyebrows. Sometimes you can get just a little bit of a dry area, or the top of a cheek during the winter months. You can just go ahead and put this vitamin E stick as an instant healer on your skin, facial skin as well. Okay, oilier skin. Oilier skins tend to have more sebaceous glands or oil-producing glands in their T-zone that leaves the skin looking shiny and dull. T-zone obviously is the forehead, nose, chin, but these sebaceous glands can also extend out to the cheek area, giving an all-over oily look to the skin. So the sebaceous gland or oil gland is attached to the hair follicle. We all have them all over our body. Unfortunately, an oilier skin just has more of them. They're just born with more sebaceous glands. In particularly, like I said, the T-zone and slight can be extended to the cheek, but it's also on the head, the chest, and the back, where they also are prone to acne. So, and because you're born with more sebaceous glands, the skin is also typically has larger pores to accommodate that oil flow. And unfortunately, the oil does attract dirt and bacteria, and the pores become easily clogged. And that clogging is called a comedone, or more colloquially as a blackhead or a whitehead, particularly right around the nose area where the oil tends to collect and the dead skin cells aren't smoothed away, so taken away, so the pores get clogged. And there's really no difference between a blackhead and whitehead. It's just that a blackhead is reached the surface of the skin, so it's exposed to the air and oxidized, so it turns black. And a whitehead is just under the surface of the skin and maintains being, its whiteness, but they're the same thing. And unfortunately, if they're not cleared away or eliminated, they can also become inflamed, causing pimples and acne, particularly when there's the introduction of bacteria. Because think about it, when you have a little bump on your skin or around your nose, the first thing you're going to do is touch it, and in that touching it, and say, what is that? Ooh, and picking at it, you have now transferred bacteria to that area and really made a problem even worse. Remember your mother's words: don't pick at your skin. And that's exactly why it just causes more problems. So, what does an oilier skin need? Cleansing. Their problems can be solved with the proper cleansing products to control the oil and eliminate bacteria. And that's a tricky thing for a lot of oilier skins, to find something that does not cleanse too harshly. Because what happens is, they get so frustrated, and my heart really goes out to this skin. It's a difficult skin to deal with. If you cleanse with something that's too harsh, or then add a toner with too much salicylic acid or something that's really stripping away the top layer of the skin, the top layer of the skin will read that and say, uh-oh, it's too dry up here, and communicate down to the sebaceous glands, because the skin cells are communicating to a certain degree, send more oil. So it's a vicious cycle of cleanse harshly, dryness, oil, cleanse, dryness, oil. And if you can find the right balance, which just takes time and practice, and making sure that you're really, after your cleansing process, you're not super tight. Tightness is not good for cleansing. You should not be squeaky clean. That is for dishes and glassware, not your face. You don't want to be squeaky clean. You want to have a suppleness to your face after cleansing as an oilier skin, to help maintain that balance of moisture. You also need a gentle exfoliation to clear away the dead skin cells and excess oiliness. Oilier skins are sometimes troubled right underneath the oil. The shininess, you'll see a dullness to the skin, and that needs to be exfoliated away. Again, gently, very gently, but they can use an exfoliator more times per week than maybe a normal skin, and certainly a drier skin. And they want a brightening of not only the dull skin, but some of the dark spots that appear after acne has dissipated. They tend to have more dark spots, also called acne scarring. Hydration. It sounds a little funny to say that to an oilier skin, but they do need hydration. They don't need a lot, but they need enough. Again, just for that moisture balance, finding that very delicate balance between the oil that the sebaceous glands are naturally producing for them, but to also keep the rest of their skin moisturized and hydrated. And of course, need protection from the sun and with antioxidants and an SPF. So to help maintain cleansing, brightening, and just a mild hydration, in our brightening collection at Reviva Labs, we do have a cleanser, our brightening facial cleanser, that does do a terrific job to help brighten the skin with natural ingredients like mulberry and lime and kojic acid. We use kojic acid also in a dark spot brightening serum and the brown spot night cream with kojic acid. Kojic acid is another natural ingredient. It's sourced from rice, and it helps to brighten the skin. So this would help in that initial brightening phase. And the cleanser is gentle enough and uses just a little bit, like I said, the lime and the mulberry and the kojic acid for brightening, but also exfoliation with lactic acid, another very mild exfoliator for the skin. So again, nothing too harsh, just get the skin just going and stimulated with getting rid of the dullness. Additional items that oilier skin can use would be the glycolic acid facial cleanser and toner. Toners are particularly important to an oilier skin, and I'll tell you why. Probably not for the reason you think. A lot of people think, oh, you should use a toner to get the excess residue from your cleanser off your face or anything that the cleanser didn't wash away. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But mostly, toners affect your pH balance of your skin. Now, pH balance is a relative measure of acidity and alkalinity in the skin. It's a scale that goes from 0 to 14. And the skin is most comfortable between the numbers of 4 and 6. 4 being more on the acidic side, which tends to be more oilier skins, and 6 being on the higher side of the alkaline side, which tends to be drier skins. But basically, most skins are comfortable right in that zone. So a toner used after a cleanser helps to bring the skin immediately back to a pH balanced state. Now, the skin will bring itself back to that pH balance, wherever that is normally for your skin, but it can take time. I mean, like 20, 30 minutes, an hour, and we don't wait that long before applying, a serum or a moisturizer, our makeup. We're out the door, getting to work. So what happens if you apply some of those other products on a non-pH balanced skin is that your skin reacts to it. There can be a redness, an inflammation, a sensitivity. So in particular, again, oilier skin can be a little bit more prone to those sensitivities, as can a drier skin, quite frankly. So on either end of the scale there, oily to dry, those two skins struggle with pH balance. So it's really good to use a toner. Add that extra step in to make sure that your skin is perfectly balanced and ready to receive all the products that you're putting back on top of it. Now, you might have noticed I put hyaluronic acid serum on this list. And that's because, remember I said that an oilier skin needs some moisturization, not a lot, just a little. Our hyaluronic acid serum might be just enough, 2 to 3 drops after cleansing, to just help to retain the skin, to retain whatever moisture it does have in the skin. And that may be enough. You may not have to use any other moisturizer on top of it, particularly in the summer months. So I would encourage you to experiment with that a little bit. And then, of course, the dual source C serum, again, for brightening. And then the bamboo charcoal cleansing gel is terrific. The bamboo in general is a detoxifier and helps to draw impurities out of the skin. So that's very important for an oilier skin that's always attracting and sticky and attracting dirt. And then just our tried and true rosewater facial spray, just for instant hydration. Again, maybe more in the summer months, kept in the refrigerator. It is just a wonderful hydrator and reliever for either drier skin or oilier skin. Yeah. And speaking of drier skin, let's talk about the skin next. Drier skins, as I mentioned, are on the opposite scale from the oilier skin. They produce very little oil. And the skin looks and feels dry. Now, again, it all goes back to that barrier layer. So let me give you an analogy. Our top layers of our skin are if you can imagine, a brick wall. And the bricks are our skin cells, and the cement in between the bricks are lipids. And what happens with a drier skin is that they lose that lipid layer, the cement. It crumbles, and what happens is the barrier isn't working, isn't working as strongly. And moisture starts to escape. And remember, that's one of the things our skin does for us, is maintain a moisture balance. Um, and and also allergens and products maybe with ingredients that cause sensitivity penetrate too deeply and they react. So it looks and feels dehydrated. You've got dull, flaky areas because the skin can't maintain that. The bricks and the mortar aren't working together. The texture is rough, again, because the cement has crumbled away and the bricks are drying out. So you get rough texture to your skin, and an overall redness can happen, or just in areas as you react to products that are too much for your skin and for drier skin. So what a drier skin really needs is to boost that deep moisturization and start rebuilding that cement, the lipid layer in your skin. They tend to need a little bit more firming and toning of the skin too, based on the fact that their skin struggles to maintain the moisture. So, and particularly around the eyes, they need some exfoliation of the dull, dry skin. So the quicker you get rid of those dull, dried out skin cells, bricks on the top of your skin, the more other products can penetrate and really offer the moisturization that you're looking for. And of course, protection with SPF and antioxidants. Now, a drier skin, as I mentioned, needs deep moisturization, and fortunately, Reviva, our hydrating collection, has a very deep bench of products that help and are totally formulated around making sure that you have hydration in your skin. Starting right with a cleansing milk and skin tonic. The cleansing milk in particular is just lovely. It's, in my experience, a lot of drier skins don't like washing their face because it hurts. They don't like, the soap hurts. Yeah, they can't use a gel cleanser because that's too aggressive for them, and they end up after washing their face being really, really red. So they need something very soothing, and this cleansing milk is just that. It's a milk. It's like a very watered down lotion, and it feels comfortable to the skin. It does a good job of cleansing, but it also helps to boost the hydration right in the cleansing process, and then followed with the toner, as we said, which is important for the pH balance. And then you can follow with any one of the serums that we have that boost hydration, or moisturizers, a full array of moisturizers, just chock filled with all sorts of ingredients that hydrate and are good nourishing ingredients for the skin. Additional support items would be an eye product. Again, this skin, because it's drier, will see more fine lines and degradation around the eye area. So something that's helpful is the firming eye serum or the eye complex firming serum. We have two. The eye complex firming eye serum is formulated, really, it's all about botanicals. It's got a wonderful array of really beautiful botanicals in there that do all sorts of things from calming to hydrating the skin. And as I mentioned, drier skin does need the exfoliation. I would just recommend probably these two, a fruit enzyme mask, nothing physical that's going to, you're going to feel. It's just the fruit enzymes just gently lifting off the dead skin cell layers. And then you could follow with, just make it a whole mask night with Netflix, a hydrating mask. Hydrating mask, just infusing the skin with more moisture, and you'll be ready for the day. Our last type is mature skin. The general characteristics, well, what happens? Oh, it's sad. But eventually the skin comes dull. It starts to reflect less light, and brown spots from all those damaged cells limping their way to the top start to appear from old sun damage. A redness can also appear from broken blood vessels, very common in mature skin. pores become larger as the skin loses its elasticity. Deep lines and wrinkles begin around where the muscles contract the most to make facial expressions, your forehead, your eyes, your mouth, and they'll deepen with time, and your skin becomes thinner and less able to retain moisture. Sounds just loads of fun, doesn't it? In any event, there is things we can do for this skin, and it basically needs lifting and firming, brightening, and eye treatment. But mostly, I'm going to say, if you want to give your skin the best chance it can have outside of the DNA that you're programmed with, but remember, that's only 20%, you have control over 80%, make sure that you are starting now to protect every day with SPF and antioxidants. Give your skin a fighting chance to prevent the damage, and it will work. And I mean even on those cloudy days. SPF 30 or higher and antioxidants to help prevent the future damage that you know is coming. A couple of other things that you can use from Reviva would be anything from our firming collection. This collection is really fascinating because you'll see we use the same ingredients over and over again in each of these products. They are clinically proven ingredients like DMAE, alpha lipoic acid, vitamin C ester, and elastin. We'll put it in the toner, right through the serums into all the creams. So you are getting a layered effect and a synergistic working of these ingredients working together in your skin to help firm as much as you can. Now, also know that with mature skin, with all of our skin, you are programmed with a certain number of collagen cells. You cannot produce more collagen. Nothing will produce more collagen for you, but you can certainly protect your collagen and support it as much as you can. So we would recommend using any product with peptides. That's what they're designed to do. They're proteins that support collagen and give it your best fighting chance for your skin. So starting with the Advanced Peptide Plus, followed by the Multi-Peptide Complex, which is in the model's hands right here, which uses 3 or 4 different clinically proven peptides to support your skin, and also using something like the 10% glycolic acid cream for the dullness. Really getting in there and making sure that your cell turnover is as normal as it can be. So yeah, and any number of, and also the eye product. This is when you start adding an eye product. So that's it on the different skin types. But please know that this chart sort of brings it all together. Basically, problems and solutions regardless of your skin type. And know that on Reviva Labs products, we basically identify our products into these various different categories or collections, as we call them, but it will clearly state on whatever product box or packaging that we have, which skin type can use this. And you know what? It's almost all skin types can use all these products. And if it isn't, it will be clearly stated on the packaging which skin type should use this. So I hope this has given you a better sense of not only maybe what your skin needs, but also a general understanding of skin and how to affect your skin and what to use for your skin. So at this point, I am happy to take any questions that you may have with regard to skin types. And you see I've just opened up my chat box area so I can see what you're typing. So please feel free to type me a question. Or again, you can visit our website at revivalabs.com for a copy of this presentation. If you joined us a little bit late or you just want a review of the information, and also take a look at what other topics may be coming up in the future. So any questions, challenges, concerns? Okay, a question came in. Which Reviva products help someone who has acne? I would basically say products in the brightening collection, again, because they're most troubled with with a dullness or specifically with acne scarring, which is an overproduction of melanin. So it helps that. The glycolic acid and the anti-aging. But in the specialty area, and I didn't go into it very deeply, but you will find a collection of charcoal products. And again, charcoal is known for its ability to attract and bind more dirt and debris to it. So we have a cleanser, a facial cleanser, a body cleanser for anybody that may be experiencing with acne. As I mentioned, it often happens on the chest and the back area as well. We have a body cleanser, as well as a mask and a day and a night cream that all use various amounts of charcoal in it. And please look forward in the next, I'm going to say 4 to 6 months, we will be formulating more products specifically geared to an acne skin. And it was at Reviva Labs, LABS.com is the website where you can take a look at all the products. We are also, if depending on where you are across the country, we are distributed at Sprouts, Fresh Time Market, vitamin shops, and a multitude of other smaller natural food stores and natural health outlets, as well as online, of course. Which products work best for rosacea? Oh, good question. Rosacea is a tricky thing. Rosacea is a form of acne. It's what develops around the nose area and sometimes extending into the forehead. It's a redness that happens. It's an inflammation that has to constantly be managed. And I would probably stick, well, we have nothing specifically formulated for rosacea. I would stick with products in the hydrating collection, just trying to give the body's soothing ingredients. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Yeah, it would mostly be in the hydrating collection. Or, yeah, I was thinking revitalizing collection, which does have a lot of botanicals, but they may be a little bit too stimulating. Or, yeah, I would just stick in the hydrating collection. It's a tricky thing to work with and really needs the help of a dermatologist at times too. Another question, can you use the products all over your body in the specialty collection? Sure. Specialty collection, in particular, I didn't talk about some of the other, we have something called the Rose Hibiscus Hydrating Facial Mist, but that I would use all over my body and my hair if I needed a little extra hydration. It has aloe as well as hyaluronic acid, so it helps to soothe the skin and just boost moisturization, or the rose water facial spray. And also in the specialty collection, you'll see a grouping of products like there. We have a very popular product called the Vitamin K Cream, which helps us with reducing the appearance of bruised skin, as well as the charcoal collection. Can be used all over. Any other questions? And please, I'll remind you to visit our website and look at the topics for the next couple of months. And if you have any ideas of what else you would like to know, please let us know. This is our first venture into really providing education around skin and skincare as a skincare expert in our field. So we welcome any suggestions you may have and the communication, quite frankly. We really value our consumers and our customers. Well, thank you, Kay. I'm glad it was needed. And I'm thinking maybe we should repeat this one again because we had a really wonderful turnout for this particular topic. So thank you. Any final questions before we all say goodbye? Again, we're always available to you at revivalabs.com. I see a few more questions are coming in. Oh, questions. Well, thank you. Thank you guys for your time and attention and support of Reviva Labs. We really appreciate it. So thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing, quote unquote, you all again next month. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.